podcast. Just search for Hancock and Kelley.
As we hit the home stretch of the March primary campaign for mayor, we continue our series of in-depth interviews with the four candidates. We talk about their top issues and their vision for the city. This week, it's retired business executive Andrew Jones in our Fox 2 Hancock and Kelley exclusive St. Louis primary, the race for mayor.
We have all of the ways necessary to make this city a great city.
Andrew Jones, a retired senior vice president from Southwestern Electric Cooperative, has made multiple runs for both mayor and Congress as a Republican in the past. This four-candidate primary is nonpartisan. He's the only one who doesn't already work at City Hall, where he says his experience leading a successful business is sorely needed, with crime being his top issue and economic development close behind. He says his past political losses are a good thing.
There's so many examples of people who have stick-to-itiveness, and it shows that you won't give up. Times can get tough, and that's the type of person that you need in order to move things forward. Someone who's consistent, tough, won't shy, won't demur, absolutely get after it no matter what.
So that's a plus.
Yes, it's an absolutely plus. I've always talked about a fish rots from the head down, and that's how leadership does as well. A lack of leadership will certainly lead to the demise of a city. And when you have someone who has benign neglect, or it can be malignant neglect, there's neglect nonetheless. And we have to do something about it because the city's lifespan, the city's vibrancy depends on people understanding that we're open for business. It's safe to do business in the city of St. Louis, and we want to include everyone. And I'm also submitting that you can't depend on those same old people doing the exact same thing. So my three opponents, they're saying that they want to see change, but change hasn't come from those guys.
Is some of it the numbers game? I mean, do we need more police officers?
Certainly, we need more police officers. I believe and disclose this, that at night, when people are resting in their beds, humbly sleeping, and they don't know that there's probably about 15, 20 police officers patrolling the whole entire city of the city of St. Louis. That's not a great number for when you're looking at the size of the city of St. Louis and the potential crime there. If something really pops off during that particular point in time, the rest of the city is absolutely vulnerable.
So do you favor state control?
Right now, I believe under my leadership, it wouldn't be necessary to be able to do it right away because, again, I'm saying that I have the leadership component skills in order to keep us where we need to be, but we have dipped down so far, we may need a life preserver, and that may come from the state. I come from a business background, just throwing my hat in the ring because I have something to deliver, something that I think will help move the city in the right directions. The Rolodex is filled with great context to bring people to the city of St. Louis, and we certainly want to leverage those. Economic development is critical, but the number one thing in economic development is safety, crime. We have to do something about that, and that is my number one priority, and then we can come in and start moving towards retention, acquisitions, doing an economic development plan, a comprehensive plan that is absolutely needed. And if you can recall, during my first run, people use it as a pejorative. They try to make it negative. They call me the plan man. We have everything. We're centrally located. This is a phenomenal city that has not utilized its strengths in order to attract businesses. With the economic development plan that I mentioned before, when we get all stakeholders involved, sitting at the table, we can try to lay out exactly what we need in order to change the city around.
Two more top issues for Jones: improving city schools and improving city services, including snow, ice removal, and garbage pickup.
We don't have a jobs problem, we have a personnel problem. And what we can do is motivate people to get out, work hard, and pay them an adequate salary, and people will do so, but you have to be able to communicate it, and more than anything else, they have to trust you, that you are a person of your word, that you mean what you say and you say what you mean. I humbly submit that what's happening in education is more of a cultural issue during this particular point in time, and we have to turn that tide by talking about things that are uncomfortable in order to get us in where we need to go. You have to have some skin in the game, and the skin in the game is that we have to talk about those shortcomings that exist within the city of St. Louis. At some particular point in time, we had PTAs, PTO meetings that were jam-packed with parents who were considerate and interested in what happens with their children. Right now, we have no one there, and we have to change that tide. St. Louis has great bones, And what we need to do is manipulate those bones so we can resurrect this particular city, because this is a phenomenal city. You asked the question on why I run. I ran because I love this city. I think the city has absolute potential. I'm submitting that people trust me. They know that I'm a man of my word, will get things done, and that's why I'm saying that we need change, real change, and it comes from me.
A serious man, a serious candidate, serious message. But prior to this, in the last segment, we showed two of his main opponents with their TV ad campaigns. He's not going to have a TV ad. You know, he doesn't have those kind of resources. Does it matter? Can he win?
He's got a couple things going for him. First of all, he's like tulips. He seems to pop up every spring and every election, so his name is out there. He's not unfamiliar with city voters. But you're right. The huge barrier is going to be out there to communicate. What's interesting to me, Andy, what we're hearing consistently is this message of basic government services from now Andrew Jones, Michael Butler. It'll be interesting to see where Kara Spencer and Mayor Jones fall down. But he's going to have a hard time getting that message out because it's the same message that a lot of them have.
Well, and if
Can he win?
Probably not. You know, if you don't have the money to get your message out, that's a major hindrance. And the only alternative to that is building a ground game. And I don't see any evidence that there's a massive ground game organizing for Andrew. I mean, when you said Andrew Jones, I thought you were talking about the brave center fielder who ought to be in the Hall of Fame. But no, I mean, this guy's run for mayor, you know, and everything several times. So right message, effectively delivered, but no resources.
Still to come on Hancock and Kelley, John and Michael's political valentines, and our quote of the week, Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey suing Starbucks.